think we're live. Let me wait till the computer over here catches up so I can make sure. Got light on, but not great. Okay. I think we're live. There we are. Let me turn the sound off. Okay. And I can see the chat. All right. Welcome. Good morning. It's only 8:30 here in Colorado, which is kind of late for me, but so where are you guys at? First and hi. Hello, hello, watercolorist. You're always first. Nice. Okay, so it says we've got 3. Hello, W.A. Castle. Good morning. All right. So what I have to do today, and I have to get it done, and Annie, hi. It's so fun to see all of you guys. See all of you, right? But it feels like it. Anyway, I have so little time right now, so I couldn't get a Friday video out. I figured going live would solve that problem because I still want to interact with all of you and watercolor as much as I can. So I have some Lightfast swatches that I need to do for paint that has come into my studio recently-ish that I haven't gotten the window yet. And I figured I could do that with you guys and knock off a lot of birds with one stone, so to speak, and get to hang with you guys. It's so much more fun to swatch with friends than all alone. Good morning from Florida. Hi, Karen. Must do errands. I'll catch up later. Okay. We'll see you in the replay. I love that little hand you put up there, Annie. That's so cute. Beth. Hi, Beth. On the big screen. Oh, that's scary. Don't look too close. I've only watched YouTube on my big TV upstairs a couple of times. I always forget I can do that, and so I just tend to always come down to my studio and watch on my computer, and I'm like, well, I could, if I'm just going to sit here and watch YouTube videos, watch it on my big screen TV. We have I think it's a 42-inch TV, and it's very, very old, and I had a cleaning friend come by one time, and she cleaned it with something that shouldn't have been used on a TV screen, so parts of it are kind of all messed up, but it works. The sound is horrible, so my husband and I would keep saying, we should probably buy a new TV, and then we're like, we never watch it. So we just keep the old one. All right, so I just looked up like how Sketches uses StreamYard on her live streams, and I looked up how to do that so I could have my face and what I'm doing on the desk at the same time, but I only just looked it up like an hour ago, and I didn't really want to, I'd have to redo the link to the live stream, so I'm leaving this as it is for now, which means I only have the screen here, and I'll have to move that from my face down to what I'm doing on the table. But next time I do a live stream, I'll be able to do my face and what's on the desk, which I enjoy seeing people's face and what they're doing. So hopefully that would be something you guys would enjoy too, I guess. Yes, the image behind me is from the movie Cars. This was in this room when I bought the house. I don't know if you can see some more of it. And oh, my studio light's in the way. Hang on. So yeah, it was part of the room. And my son moved into this room when we bought the house, and I love this. Oh, I just let my dog out, and I thought he'd be happy the whole time during the live stream, but I'm going to have to run and let him in real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Usually he's quite happy to hang out outside, but it is really cold still. His fur it feels frozen. So it's probably just in the 30s, which isn't horribly cold, but cold enough. Okay, yeah, the image behind me, I love it. And anyway, I thought about painting over it, but I can't. Just can't. So I had this little strip of like wallpaper I was testing because I thought, I don't know, for some reason for a while I was tired of the image behind me. And I thought I would put this really pretty turquoise wallpaper on. So I did a little test strip, and then, I don't know, then I was like, I don't kind of like it again. I don't know. Changed my mind a lot. So for now we're keeping it, but I may just cover it with, and that's peel and stick wallpaper. And I did show that, I think, in an art haul, like Christmas time. I don't remember. I showed it on my channel once, but sorry, I was catching up on comments over here. So what we're going to start out with, I realized, and I'm kind of excited about it, is the A Gallo watercolors that I have. They are not in the window yet. And I have not had a chance to play with these since I bought them, or that last video. And my husband would love to have that on the wall. Oh, yeah. Oh, he wore out 2 Cars DVDs. Oh, my gosh. That's so fun. I know, I agree. I love it as well. There's something totally artistic about it. And the previous owner's daughter painted it. I can't remember if I already told you that or not. But anyway, it's really neat. So I'm excited to swatch these A Gallo paints, and at some point, like we've talked about a watercolorist, I think it was you and me on the last live stream or something, I need to paint with them again on artist paper and see what I think, because it seemed like they weren't layering very well. So Cars came out a long time ago. Shh. Yes, it did. Yep. Time is going by so quickly. All right, I'm gonna switch the camera down to the desk, but for some reason when I do it that way, it doesn't flip automatically. So I have to flip it down and then spin it. So close your eyes a minute and I'll tell you when it's safe to look up, okay? So close your eyes. Switching the camera. Okay, it should be okay. The computer's taking a long time to catch up there, but okay, there it is. Okay. Yeah, this was my middle son's bedroom, but sadly we only moved here, it'll be 5 years this summer, this June or this July. So he only got to live here at this really nice, beautiful home for a little while before he moved out into his own place. So, okay, this first one is going to be Buff Titanium. Travel to a CC and visit their store. That would be really fun. I'm going to just pull out this little bit of red that's in here and maybe bring you in closer. Okay. Yeah, so this is A Gallo. Really, really fun, creamy, highly pigmented paint. And even if we do find out that it doesn't layer that well, that doesn't mean that it's a bad paint. It just means that if that's a style you paint in, maybe not choose this one that day. But we'll find out. It's on the list to obviously get into rotation on trying that out again. So then I'm going to skip just so that I don't accidentally bleed into each other. This next one is a color that I really like for painting foxes, Indian yellow, and painted a couple of foxes, but I've done it in my watercolor class at the college, so I don't think you guys have seen me paint any of the foxes I've painted. I've painted, I guess, only 3, but still. See, these barely take any touch at all to get this beautiful laydown of color. It's so nice. They just have such a good feel to them. Okay, and the next one would be Permanent Carmine. It's got a little bit of blue on it, so let me pull that off. All right, who's watching has A Gallo paint? I know there's, looks like 14 of 14 of you out there so far watching. Wow, look how brilliant that is. Can you guys see? Like, I barely touched the paint pan end. It's just amazing. Looks like the live over there is way delayed, so I'm seeing things about 30 seconds behind. Thanks, internet. That's brilliant, though. Wow. Such a fun paint. Okay. All right, I'm looking down here. I'll look up at comments again here in a second. All right, add Paint Fox's video to your list. Yeah, okay. There's a couple of, I'd like to try both of the foxes I did again because, I don't know, I think that I could do them better. All right, this next one is Viridian Hue, so it has a PG7 and a PB29 in it. Always been curious about a gallo, but never been able to press that buy button. Yeah, no kidding. They're expensive. So I understand. I had gift card money, so that's how I got them, or how I chose to get them. So I knew I wanted them. Okay. This is neat. I kind of like this Viridians are usually, like Viridian hues are usually just so bright that I have a hard time using them. This one seems a little bit more muted, maybe because of the PB29 in it. Did I say? Yeah, PB29. So that's kind of cool. All right, the next one is, oh, one of my favorites, the Yinmin Blue, because this one is extraordinarily expensive, was an amazing, generous gift by one of you. She's also a Patreon supporter of mine, which I really appreciate. Very generous people out there, I tell ya. See, speaking of Patreon, I do have extra videos and stuff I put out there that I don't show on YouTube. If you're interested, I think I made them available to the $4 and up level, and I also send out postcards of my artwork every month or every quarter, depending on which one. Very curious about stone ground paint too. Yeah, I've seen, isn't it Denise Soden that's been doing so much stone ground swatching lately? She did the watercolors and then she did the gouache. The gouache looked kind of interesting. I watched that video over the course of a couple of weeks because it was like 2 hours. I would put it on while I was painting and kind of look up when I could. Okay, Valerie has a gallo. After having slavishly kept them all together, now have them farmed out in various palettes. Ah, missed the true cobalt teal. Yeah. All right, this one's Payne's Gray. Make sure you can see this. I wish there weren't such a big delay on the screen over there. That's all right. If I'm off screen, hopefully you guys will tell me, right? So I'm swatching. I do all my Lightfast swatching on the B 100% cotton watercolor paper, cold press, 140 pound, because it, I don't know, it's something I just started out with, and it's affordable paper. And let's see if I can go back to the top if it's dry enough yet. Yes, all right. Anyway, it's affordable paper and I have a bunch of it. So, and it's the perfect size. It's 6 by 9. So I put these stripes on it and then I cut it in half like that. And I get 2 of these swatch sheets from it. And then I cut this in half to put it on the window, one in the drawer, one in the window. So they end up this size here to go in the window and the drawer. How do they compare to My Mary Blue watercolors? Jessie G, she's asking, since they're both made in Italy. I only have one My Mary Blue watercolor pan and I haven't opened it yet. So we're going to have to see if anyone in the comments might know, I'm going to put the camera down a little bit closer here, and hopefully I'm not off screen because I can't see with the delay. So I haven't opened the My Mary Blue pan I have, but I'm not going to be able to tell you much how they compare with only one pan. I think it was only one pan in there, but that was in the Happy Mail that I got. And I did put a video out on that. I got some Roman Schmal in there that I still need to get to. I'm dying to get to, actually. Their colors, some of them are colors I don't have, or maybe all of them, I'm not sure. Okay, Blanca likes bee paper too. Yeah, it's really useful. I use it. That's what I have my students buy in my college classes. So that one was called, that yellow I just did, Lemon Yellow, PY3. And next I'm going to be doing Vermilion Red, which is a PR 255. And it's really bright over here in the pan. Looks really pretty. Another brand I'd love to know more about. Yeah, I keep seeing how Jenna Rainey uses them. They look so rich. Waxing poetic when I use a gala. Well, yeah, I could see that because look how beautiful they are and how pigmented and vibrant and gorgeous. And yep, I'm waxing poetic. There we go. Plus, you know, Italy. Italy. All right. And there's just something too about their vibe. You know, you see their Instagram posts, A Gallo's Instagram posts and advertisements, and they feel good, like a good company. And I don't know. Yeah, isn't that a beautiful vermilion? So there's something to be said about the vibe of a company. So this next one's going to be Dioxazine Violet. It's a PV 35. Oh, wow. That's so deep. I think we're going to keep hearing that, swatching these, because they're amazingly vibrant. Pigmented, I guess people would say. I kind of get tired of that word pigmented, but I mean, it's accurate. Okay, that's so pretty. Which one did I say that was? The PV 37. It'd be interesting to see if that one is. Hi, good morning, Deb. If that one's Lightfast, long term. All right, between Viridian and Yinmin Blue is going to be transparent cerulean. It's a PB 15-3, so phthalo blue. Okay, that one's this one. Get some plenty of water on the subject here. That was probably too much water. Make sure we're still in frame. Ooh, holy moly, that's a very bright color. Wow. That's amazing. And get a little bit more mass tone going at the top. Kind of smooth that down. And kind of pulled it down more than I intended to, but that's okay. V, you're finally catching a live. This is only the second time I've ever done a live, so you got a little leeway there. I've done lives. We do lives every month, sometimes even Zoom calls on my Patreon, but this is the first time that, or only the second time I've done it live on my actual channel here. They just vibe so well together. Yeah, beautiful color. I know, these are so pretty. So this one is their Ultramarine PB29 next here. What time is it where you're at, V? I never keep track of the time differences. So I'm sure all of you know V, but she's over in Thailand. Okay, that's a very interesting ultramarine. It feels, even though I don't really see it, but for some reason, this makes no sense, but it feels like it has violet in it, but it doesn't. But look, it's so pretty. I think that's going to be a common theme when swatching these too. Not just, oh, they're so vibrant. Sorry, I had to get up and grab something, but they're so pretty. So who cares if they don't layer well? I can't talk this morning. Yeah. So anyway, vibe so well. Missed the last live. Yep. I'm going to take a drink of my... I actually have coffee this morning. I should have made tea because coffee just doesn't smell good this morning. That's okay. Too late now. Are you guys drinking anything hot this morning? Of course, it's probably almost 10 p.m. I was going to say. It's probably not morning for V. Okay, after Payne's Gray is going to be, sap green. PY83, PG36, PV19, and a PR101. It's a lot of colors mixed together, but I cannot wait to see what this one looks like. Ooh, very olive tinted. At least gives that vibe. I'm sure it can be quite bright though. Yeah, that's a nice sap green. I like that. It's been long enough that I've used these colors. I've totally forgotten what they look like. All right, so that's filled that one up. We got to get the next one here, and we'll start with the chromium oxide green. Chromium oxide PG17. Okay, we'll lay that there. Now this one I'm kind of interested to see because when I first put it down in my sketchbook, I was like, I don't think I like this, but then when it dried, I really, really liked it. Yeah, I think I like it, but I am kind of getting to that stage, just like Denise Soden. It was so ironic that she put out her Embrace Opacity palette because I really like some opaque watercolors or more opaque looking watercolors. Neat. All right. So my daughter brought back some coffee from Colombia. Ooh, oh, I'm jealous. When I went down to Nicaragua, we were real close to the border of Honduras, and I can't remember. I think it was the Honduran coffee that they brought into Nicaragua, and I brought some home, and that was back when I was 16, and I hated coffee back then, and that coffee though I could drink. That was so amazing. Ouch, that's really hot still, in case you were wondering. So yeah, I bet that's amazing coffee. Oh, thank you, V. Don't forget to put like, a thumbs up. Thank you. See, I can't talk this morning. All right, we're going to skip a color and do burnt sienna. Curious about their burnt sienna. It's a PBR7. All right, guys, are you a burnt sienna PBR7 fan or a burnt sienna PR101 fan? I can tell you, I'd have to actually use this in a painting, but I don't like this hue so much right now. So we'll see. Avis Hilliard, hi. Yeah, this is a typical burnt sienna feeling where it kind of feels, like goopy, slimy, like you're playing with pudding. Isn't that weird? I mean, it doesn't feel like that, but it like gives that streak like you're doing that. It's kind of interesting. I think that's just a characteristic of PBR7, maybe PR101 too. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to choose. I know. It depends on the brand too, I think. Oh, I can't wait for this one. Roman Black Earth. It's a PBK11. So this one should be pretty highly granulating. If we got it wet enough, I am using dry paper here, so we may not see a whole lot of granulation on a super dry paper like this. But we'll find out. I just want to go clear to the bottom. Why not? Okay. Get a little bit darker up here. Sometimes it's hard to go super dark with highly granulating paints, but without letting it dry first, that is. Okay. Well, an in-between fan, PR101, sometimes too transparent with no oomph, and PBR7 just a bit too opaque and earthy. Yeah. The brown I just swatched was the Burnt Sienna PBR7. All right, I think, can we go up and do, I think we're safe to go back up and do the yellow ochre. Let's try it. This yellow ochre is a PY43B. And I remember looking up what that B was for, but I can't remember what it was. Something about the pigment. I'll keep swallowing, and it's probably very loud in the camera. That's why I hate having my face so close to it. It's all stuff I edit out in my other videos. Videos that I actually can edit and then aren't live. All the swallowing, sniffling, anytime I might do ums or lip smacks. V, how's your paint making going? Oh my gosh, I know that was such a fun video. Such a fun video. Last color here is going to be the Burnt Umber Dark. That one will be fun. That's also a PBR7. Stop for now. Oh, you're going to fix it next month. Okay, okay. That'll be good. Ooh, okay. I love this color. I'm a dark brown girl, though, when it comes to my watercolors. I love the dark browns. I use them all the time. Yeah, that's nice. Get a little bit more mass tone. Need some more water there. Yes, isn't that brown so good? Moon Spinners, hello. What a fun name, Moon Spinners. I like that. Okay, I'm in love with that brown. That is so nice. Well, that is it for a gallo, but don't worry, I have more. We'll put this aside, and if we need these extra spaces down here for the next bit of swatching, we will do that. So actually, you know what? How many of these do we have? I don't have these precipitating. I have 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. I don't have these precipitating watercolors in the window yet. These are the Paul Rubens precipitating watercolors. I do have the DIY Schminke ones in the window, though, so you don't have to do those. Miranda, is this a specific palette you bought? It kind of is. This was their Classic 12, I think. We'd have to go back and watch my video to make sure. I'm pretty sure it was their Classic 12. And then I bought, because I had extra gift card money, I bought extra colors that I wanted and added in there. So we'd have to compare the Classic 12 to what's in here now to remember which one I bought. I know the Yinmin Blue was an addition because that was a gift. And I'm pretty sure the Buff Titanium, yes, the Buff Titanium was one I added for sure. And I think the Roman Black Earth was the one I added, but we'd have to look on the others and see. Okay. I'm excited to try these precipitating watercolors again. They were so fun, and I actually want to add them into my Paul Rubens palette, which is sad because I have this beautiful swatch sheet already done here. And if I add them in here, I have to redo my swatch sheet. But, aw, darn, they don't fit across there, so I'd have to put them up the middle, which I can do. I just like having all of my brands together, and eventually that'll change. Eventually I'll have a mixed palette, but for now I really like having them all together, so we'll probably add them into this palette and redo the swatch sheet at some point, but that's not today. For now, let's just get these precipitating watercolors in the window. Love orange browns. I prefer making my own from strong oranges or use PO48. I love PO48. Beth says, PBR7 person here, yeah, but Da Vinci's Burnt Sienna Deep is a PBR 101, and I'm switching most of mine out. It's stunning. Oh, that's good news for a reason I can't tell you guys right now because it's a secret. I just messed up that Burnt Umber Deep swatch there in the A Gallo because I put something on top of it. I'm going to see how that dries, I may have to redo that one. Anyway, yes, the burnt sienna deep is going to be in something in the future for people. Did I swatch the buff titanium? Yep, right here. Miranda, you're refreshing, unaffected face. Oh, thanks. Puppies, coughs, and all. Thank you. Oh, you have Da Vinci's burnt sienna in your current palette. Is it the burnt sienna or the burnt sienna deep? V, do you happen to know? Oh my gosh, Juju, we or why? How are the Mia Hemis coming? Okay, I just talked about them over on my Patreon exclusive video. Look, I just tried to put more stuff right on top of that swatch. You almost started yourself on fire. Annie, you crack me up. You always make me laugh. So I'm trying to use them up with this A to Z sketchbook, and these are the exclusive videos that I've been showing over on my Patreon, but I'll give you guys a tour once it's done here on YouTube because I don't want you to miss out. And here they are. And I use them in my watercolor classes that I teach at the college too, as much as I can. So my big paintings we do in my intermediate watercolor class. I can't use them in the beginner watercolor class because we use Daniel Smith split primary starter set. But my intermediate watercolor class, and they're just not getting used up. So I actually talked about this with my Patreon supporters about giving up on my use it up. I was just getting frustrated. I'm not ever going to give up on it, but I've been using them, trying to use them, and I have all these other paints I really want to use too. And so maybe making less of a point of it, but when I do use them, still keeping track, because I have a spreadsheet. I'm keeping track of the square inches of paintings, how many paintings, how much time each painting has taken. So we'll have a pretty good idea of how long it would actually take to use up these watercolors. But I don't want to keep using them all the time. I just don't want to. But look at the black is pretty much gone. And the dark brown, I told you guys I love my dark browns. And this is an ultramarine. Here, I'll just show you the swatch sheet. You can see the colors that are mostly gone. I'm trying to get this in the screen here. Sorry, this is so delayed. I can't tell what I'm showing you and what I'm not here. Let's see. I'll catch up on comments while I'm trying to see where the camera is. Yes, busy. Okay, you did that. Goes to show watercolors are so potent, for sure. You're switching out your yellow ochres. Oh, the raw sienna deep. Oh, yellow iron oxide. I wish I had looked into that one. You probably have a lifetime's worth of paint. Use whichever colors you'd like. I know, that's kind of what I'm feeling. I'm like, I don't want to keep getting stuck with this palette. They're nice paints. They don't re-wet as easily as some of my other brands, though. So I do end up, like some of them do. But some of the colors, like the browns, they do, and the Prussian blue, at least that's what I'm calling that one, is a Prussian blue. They don't reactivate very quickly. So I do end up dropping water into these three and the black to get it. But that black was a PBK 11. It was highly granulating. That's probably why I used so much of it, because I loved it. And finally, the yellow is starting to get used up. It took a long time for me to get a hole in that yellow. And then the white, I love their white. I mix their white with stuff and make these beautiful pastel colors, or things just slightly more opaque on fruits and stuff, like the nectarine. I think there's a nectarine in here that I think I added a little white into the body of it to give that a little bit of opacity. So that's kind of neat. But this is the Viridian or Viridian hue here, so hardly used at all. What else is hardly used? Kind of that yellow ochre. That yellow ochre is kind of weird. You can see that it's a very bright yellow ochre, and it's actually on the paper. It's even brighter than it is on that swatch sheet, like when you pull it out onto paper. So it's been interesting trying to find places to use that. And this yellow, I think, is swatched incorrectly. I think it got a little bit of the lemon into it, because that's actually kind of a bright orange yellow, much more orangey than you see on the swatch sheet. So it's been interesting to see, like, pull that out and expect that, and I kind of get more of a dark orangey yellow, and so that's been fun. So let's see. You made so much progress. Yeah. PBK are definitely really fun. Yes. Does the True Viridian granulate? I don't know. I don't think so. I have a True Viridian in my Winsor & Newton. Let me look real quick here. I happen to have that in the drawer. On the swatch here, it does not look granulating, but that's a very tiny swatch, so we'd have to get bigger paper out and try it. We can try that here later. You need to go see a swatch online, talk about the raw sienna deep. Yeah, that I'm curious about that too. Oh, okay. Watercolors. Yes, True Viridian granulates. It's very beautiful paint. Okay, cool. Good to know. Anyway, so yes, I'm not like giving up on this. I think I'm just going to make less of a point of using it. I do want to use it exclusively in this A to Z watercolor sketchbook though, because I have made it a rule that I have to paint complete backgrounds too to try and use up more paint. Oh, here's where I added some white in the background of that to make that more of a pastel purple. So, you know, this adds up to quite a bit of square inches and stuff, but it's doable. It's small chunks. So yeah, I don't know. Part of me wants to just make, I have an 18 by 24 Arches watercolor block, and part of me wants to just do a huge painting, but even that won't use up very much paint, it doesn't seem like, so who knows. Okay, back to Paul Rubens, Precipitating Watercolors. I cannot wait to see these. Okay, so what order am I going to do these in? I think this order. M. Graham granulates beautifully. Okay, I love M. Graham paint. But Blanca, are you in a humid environment? Because I've heard that some people will have trouble with their M. Graham watercolors in humid environments, but you just have to treat them right. That's all. Like, don't leave them closed up. Let them dry as completely as. I don't have trouble with my M. Graham paints here in Colorado, obviously. It's so dry here. Okay. Which one is that? Did I mark that? I need to see. That's a PBK 11 and a PY 110. I'm going to bring you in closer. And there was no name on it, just a number. That's all I wrote anyway, but that's okay. So this next one, I think it's dry enough. I can go ahead and do the next one. It's a PBK 11 and a PB 15. You've given up trying to use up your Hemi gouache. Professional gouache is so much more fun. Yeah, see, it's interesting because it's like it's a great experiment, and it would be good to know, and it would be good to finish, but at the same time we have to enjoy our art experience. Now I do enjoy painting with those, but I have all this other beautiful paint that I also want to play with, so I don't want to just exclusively use that. Now this is pretty. Now these are precipitating, but like I said, I'm on dry paper here, so we're not going to see the true beautiful effects that we saw when I painted with these in the, I think I used a sketchbook, my Etcher sketchbook or something. My belly just rumbled. Wow, lots of rumbles. Okay, I think I missed a few. The A to Z idea has been on my mind as well. Yeah, okay. You're welcome. I'm glad. Now, I'm going to have enough room after I do fruits and vegetables. I'm going to do birds. I don't particularly like or know anything about birds, but I think they're really fun to paint, and they're pretty, and it's just a nice switch from fruits and vegetables. So I'll have fruits and vegetables, and then I'll have enough room for birds, and then I'll have like enough pages for half the alphabet again. So I have to figure out what to do for the third round of A to Z. Are all the colors mixed with PBK 11? Let me look. Yes, every single one of them has PBK 11 in it. Okay, that was the PB 15. The next one is the PB 29. You're in New York. Oh, okay, sweet. Couldn't remember if we had ever talked about where you were before in other people's live streams. Let's see. This is Paul Rubens. Paul Rubens Precipitating Watercolors. Yeah, you're going to keep using them, but not only. Yeah, that's exactly how I am. Just ready to be able to use my other colors and brands without guilt. But I know I'll still have it in my mind totally that I want to use this up and see how long it takes. So I'll still be using them, I'm sure. Okay. Love seeing you paint the birds. Yeah, I just, birds are so pretty to paint and they're relatively quick and easy. So it's a great thing to do for like the A to Z sketchbook. Wow, my belly is going crazy. I'm going to skip one because that one's pretty wet and do the PBK11 mixed with the PG7 next. This one should be fun. After using Winsor & Newton gouache, it's hard to fully enjoy Hemi. Yeah, I have Winsor & Newton gouache. I bought it last year. I bought 2 different types of Winsor & Newton gouache. One that is really, really affordable that I couldn't find anywhere online, but I saw it in Michael's. And then I bought their designer's gouache because I want to compare them. Since I can't find any information about the one you can buy in Michael's, I want to compare them. So that's on the list to do. I know, aren't these Paul Rubens colors so beautiful? I want to make another painting with them. I just am dying to. Now, interestingly enough, the bottom of that's already completely dry, so I'm going to go ahead and do this last one. This last one is a PV23 with a PBK11. So a violet. This will be pretty. This will be pretty. Oh, look how the separated there because the wet dry difference. I should probably just go down the whole thing then to try and avoid that. I don't know. Maybe it's just a characteristic. All right. Ooh, okay. That's beautiful. So speaking of these colors, the Van Gogh colors that I put on my community tab that I forgot about, are some of them are the dusk colors. At least 5 of these, yeah, are the dusk colors, which will be very similar to these. They're a little prettier, I think, than some of these, but I have to add those into my Van Gogh palette. I think you used those Precipitating Paul Rubens in your bunny painting. Yeah, you definitely used some kind of precipitating colors in there, I remember, because that bunny was really, like, it looked granulating and it was neat. Love those Paul, let's see. Yeah, I love Paul Rubens stuff too. Everything I've tried has been really fun. Let's see. Designer gouache is so good. I know, I can't wait to dig into it. I have so much to do though. Teaching a gouache class at the college this summer, and based on Sarah Burns' video, I had them buy the Arteza gouache, so I need to get that out and play with it because I was like, okay, yeah, that's what you have to bring in for class, but I haven't painted with it myself yet. I've painted with all this other gouache, so we will be playing with that on the channel here probably next week, since that class starts in 2 weeks. Yeah, moving on, using other watercolors is a good idea. Thank you, Deb. I'll still keep it in mind, but look at those. They're so pretty. Yeah, the paper and I are fighting, I think. It's just drying too fast and then not fast enough when I go over it with the mass tone, but I could probably even that out. You're at that stage where it's right between wet and dry, so you could get more blooms instead of anything useful. Now this one down here is dry, but I think I'm going to leave it. If they both sides look like that, it's not going to be a big deal. Oh no, moon spinners, don't tell me that. That's not good. You know what I didn't realize is I didn't realize that Da Vinci had a little starter set of gouache, and it's only $29. I would have had them buy that, but who is it? I think it was the Mind of Watercolor. He tested their gouache and didn't like it. Okay, Janelle. I gifted my Paul Rubens 24 pan set to my best friend's daughter. Perfect artist grade starter set. I agree. Yeah, I gave my 12 set to my daughter-in-law. Okay, Holbein. I'm so excited. I have not used the Holbein paints since we set this palette up together on the channel. Look at all these pretty colors. Let me zoom you out for a second. A little bit. Hi, kitty. I have a kitty friend joining me over there. Wow. Oh my goodness. There's so many colors now. And it seemed like I found one more. I don't remember, but maybe it was this one and I just stuck it in here. Arteza was my first gouache. It's better than Himi. Well, as long as it's better than Himi, although I really like Himi, but the students are going to need to layer a lot, and I've heard that's more challenging with the Himi. All the pits compared to Winter Noon. Good one. Good one. All right, I got to clean these yellows. I got to clean a lot of these colors up. I'm going to do some proper swatching. The Himi's just fun. Like, the wells are so big and the colors are fun that... Wow, my belly is... I should probably eaten more than a string cheese for breakfast, huh? Okay. There we go. Didn't realize these were quite this dirty. Painting fan art of the old masters with Holbein. I would... Are you on... Deb, are you on Instagram? Do you show your work anywhere? I'd love to see your work. Let's see. Well, we're going to dig out the Arteza gouache on Monday. If I can, maybe I'll start on it this afternoon. Actually, I think Riley says we are mountain biking this afternoon. Too shy. Oh, I'd love to see your work, though. Well, if you ever feel like it, Deb, you can email me pictures of your work. Only if you want to, but I would love to see it. My email's on the About page. Well, it's super easy, alkalicreekart@gmail.com. Anyway, I think this one's a little dirty, but we're getting pretty clean. What is that one? Yellow ochre, a little dirty. Yeah, okay. And this ivory black, as long as I don't get those green specks, we should be good. Okay, I think we're good to start. Maybe. I was so grateful for my student that let me use some of her tube paint and squeeze into this palette. Oh, I felt like I had won the lottery. So grateful. She's such a sweetheart. She always brings me art books to bring home for a while and read through. It's very nice. Oh, and she published some books too, which I have somewhere. I'll show you guys later. Royal Talons. That one looks pretty nice, yeah. I'm trying to remember. Wasn't it Sarah sent Happy Mail to, was it Sketches? Some of the gouache that she ended up not wanting to keep after Sarah Burns gouache comparison. I can't remember. I think it was Sketches. Yeah, it was definitely Sketches, because Sketches did the book order of Sarah's work. And she included some of those gouaches in there. Maggie, hi! So good to see you, Maggie. Oh, wow, I always forget how light pastel this yellow is. I really like it, but I found that I didn't like it so much when I was trying to use it in a painting as far as wanting something bright and transparent like a sky because of its opacity. I think I may have said transparent earlier. I meant opaqueness. Yeah, my own productions. Love how you set up so many colors, so little space for them all. Yeah. I kept finding more and more. That was the funniest video ever. I forgot about the white in here. I don't know that it's really worth swatching a white, but I'm going to add it in kind of randomly there. Oh, man. And then when I found those extra Van Gogh colors, I just could not even believe it. It was like, I just finished my Van Gogh palette. And then I find more Van Gogh colors. And I heard a rumor I may be getting a few more Van Gogh colors from one of you guys because you guys are so sweet. And I love it. I love it. I love it. It's like on a no buy, and you guys keep me going. So yeah, I don't mind the no buy at all. Really. I did have to buy some stuff for the advent calendar project I have going on, which I did tell you guys about in the no buy video. That Sharpie line is doing a resist on the white, Chinese white PW6. Never really had that be a problem before. So I wonder if it's a combo of the paint and the marker or what. I don't know. I'll just sploosh it on. I think that one's gonna look faded even though it's not, because that was not an even thing. There we go. So I accidentally just made my clean water dirty with white. So talk about something in the comments super fun. I'm gonna go get fresh water so I have clean water for these. Be right back. Clear down the house. Okay. I'm coming. Maybe out of breath though, because I ran. Phew. Okay. You're liking your no buy. I have a list with just 3 items on it. That's not bad, just 3 items. I've had a small list of things I have been tempted to buy over time. But, sorry, I think I have a hiccup. I'm on a no buy because I've bought it all. And Beth is on a buying frenzy, which cracks me up. I just get such a kick out of that. And I don't know if you guys saw her comment in one of the videos I put out earlier. I don't remember if it was this week or last week, but you know, she's like, my no buy just changed to a buying frenzy. But it was fun buying some supplies for my advent calendar project because that was an exception on that. And I'm like, sweet, I get to buy a few things. I don't know that any will be left over for me at the end, but that's not the idea anyway. And I don't need any of it. It's just fun. Annie with Jackson's and Royal Talons. That's still really hot coffee. I'm gonna just bring up Jackson's website real quick. Okay, watercolor paint. Yeah, Rembrandt and Van Gogh are on the list, but I think when you click on Van Gogh, sorry, I'm just looking here. Let me just show you what I'm doing. Hang on. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me look here. See, this is how far behind this is. Okay. Watercolor paint. I think when you click on Van Gogh, it goes to an empty page. Yeah, no products matching the selection. So they're in the list, but you can't, there's nothing you can do. And why did I say Rembrandt? That's not, is Rembrandt Royal Talons? No products. Yeah. Gone. Dang. Alrighty. Tempted by the current Shmika clearance sale. Yeah, you doing your clearance sales at Jackson's videos. I bet that's tempting every time. That's crazy. No buy because my studio has migrated to the living space. That helps a no buy because you have less space. The art supplies are taking over. Oh, that's so funny. I wonder if anyone will find me if I get lost in the horde. I love it. Yeah. Watercolors. I saw Rembrandt and Van Gogh on Jackson's. Yeah, but you click on the pages and they are blank. All right, back to this. Mine have migrated into the bedroom. It's a disaster. It was your favorite place to buy Rembrandt. Same with Lucas. Interesting. Dang. Which one is this? Vermilion Hue. I'm thinking this paper is so dry. Maybe I should have wet these rectangles first, because just getting kind of some weirdness with the swatching because of it. I'll just be more careful. Who knows? Okay. So I'm curious because I don't think I ever really got to find out. I haven't done full testing yet, but oh shoot, I need to skip one because that one's still very wet. But Holbein claims that their colors don't have much of a drying shift, and that's one of their claims to fame. Wow, that's bright. What is that? Queen Opera. And I didn't fully get to test that. So what we need to do is have a video going with them being put down fresh, and then have a little picture popped up of what they look like when they have dried to see if that's true or not. And this one is going to be Crimson Lake. I need to move my water back farther. It's getting in the way of my swatch sheet. Curious about this. Oh, wow. That re-wet really fast and went down very deep. Yeah, this paper. This is kind of out of the older stack of B paper, and I think the sizing and stuff is still fine on the paper, but it just really, really has dried out in the studio here, I think. It was wrapped in plastic though, so I don't know, just being in this environment, whatever, it's just dry. Dry, dry, dry. That was a really messy swatch I just did for the Crimson Lake. Guys, I can access the Rembrandt. Well, when I click Rembrandt, it brought up a blank page. So I'm on the US site, watercolor paint, Rembrandt. No products matching the selection. Yeah, I have no products. Let me do a search. If I just search Rembrandt. Hang on, I'm looking. So you may have to search the UK site. Buy them from the UK site. Yes. Oh, Diane. Oh my gosh. Me and English. Annie, yes, let's do a live together for sure. You're on the US Jackson site. You can no longer see the products that cannot be shipped to the US. Ah, yeah, so he's on the watercolors is on the UK site. Can't see Windsor and Newton either. Wow, bizarre. Bizarre, bizarre. Turquoise blue. Oh, I'm in love with this color. I only took a little bit of this one though because her tube was almost empty. It was very low and I wanted some desperately, but was being respectful of her tube. At least I hope I was. Oh, that's so pretty. That color is beautiful. Okay, back up to that. Is that dry enough? It's marginal. I can't wait to do this. Shell pink is such a cool color. See, I like some of these opaque colors. We're going to go over that vermilion hue a little bit, but hopefully I remembered that. I'm sure I'll remember that in the Lightfast testing because I'll have this. I usually watch these videos where I've swatched these in case I have any questions later. Like if I question what I was doing on one of the swatches, I just go rewatch the video where I swatched these because it's really useful to have that information. This one is going to be the Permanent Rose. That's pretty. It's a, I can't read it, PR60. Not very familiar with PR60. It's pretty. Certain brands are embargoed in the US because they have their own distributors here. Oh, interesting. I thought Jackson's must have a US warehouse, even though I got the boxes. I had ordered some stuff from Jackson's too for the Advent calendar project, and I got them in 4 days. I'm like, they could not have shipped this from the UK or Sweden. Sometimes I get boxes from them and it says Sweden on it. Could not have gotten that in 4 days. And it seems like they had to come from the US, but the labels still made it look international, so I don't know. I didn't look into it a whole lot because I didn't have a lot of time. This is Permanent Violet PV23. Okay. And that, now we need a new sheet. So I got to keep these on the right side of the desk because I haven't labeled anything over there yet of the previous ones we did. Yeah, these are pretty colors, aren't they? Bailey, hi Bailey. Let's see. Yeah, that's why. Okay. What did we just finish? The violet, and I already did the turquoise blue. So we're on to manganese blue, PB33. Lucky to have this one. Very lucky to have that one. Because that's discontinued. Very special thanks to my student for letting me have some of that. Highly granulating, beautiful blue. Just love it. Now, I do have 2 full pans of this from Prodigal Sons. Not everything's in their US warehouse, so they ship them from the UK. Okay. It's interesting to know. Brexit. What is Brexit? I'm going to try and zoom you in a little more. All right, we're going to skip one and do the Ultramarine Deep. That looks very purple, so I suspect my Ultramarine Deep is a little contaminated here, so let me clean that up. I don't want to swatch purple when it's supposed to be ultramarine. Okay, looks like I got that pretty clean. It's so pretty. You are lucky. Yes, thank you. Oh, for some reason, Jackson sends parcels to Sweden and from there to the final destination. Huh. All right, ultramarine. Ooh. I used to not really like ultramarine much, but for some reason it's been really appealing to me again lately. I don't know why. It just is. That, yeah, I'm not doing these swatches very well, am I? I'm making kind of a mess. I'll be more careful. Sweden, Britain exiting the EU. Ah, I see. Got it. Okay, next is the Indigo, which is a PB27 and a PBK6, which I think is their original Indigo, I believe. I can't remember. One of the 2 Indigos I have in this palette, they don't make anymore because it's not very Lightfast. I think I wrote the Lightfast rating down. 1, 2, 3. This one is a 1, so I think this is the original one. It's not very Lightfast. I do like the hue of that though. Good morning, Gina. Hi. Gina has been with my channel like from the beginning, it feels like. A lot of you have. Beth, Gina. I really love seeing you guys here all the time. It's so nice. This one, Permanent Green #1. Did not have nearly enough water in the brush. There we go. All right. Good enough. Oh man, I missed a lot. What paints are these? These ones are Holbein. We did a Gallo, That's the top part of this second one. The bottom of this is the Paul Rubens precipitating ones. The 6 ones I have of that. Sorry, I can't see where the camera is. There we go. Such a big delay. I think I need to zoom back out. And these are the Holbein ones we've done so far. Here, and there goes my belly making noises again. And we're on to Holbein Sap Green. Oh, that's pretty. I know, Sap Green was one of my favorite oil painting colors. And then I got into watercolors, and Sap Greens just seemed a lot different than I was used to in the oil paints. But you get in certain brands and you get a Sap Green like I expect. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, some of them are too bright. All right, after Sap Green, we should go to... Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to rewatch this video to figure out what on earth I did. I think I would, like, if I skipped one, I would go to here. So this is going to be Ivory Black, PBK9. Did not have enough water in my brush again. That's a pretty black. I like blacks though. So nice. Okay. Beautiful. Love my watercolors. I want to get to playing with oils again. Yeah. Oils are fun. They are more work than watercolors, that's for sure. But fun. All right, coming back up here. After manganese blue, we have a cobalt blue hue. That'll be PB29 and a PB15. All right. Ooh. Neat. Can definitely see the PB15 coming through. Something about a PB15 that's just ow in your face, but I like it sometimes. All right, that one's very granulating. Take another drink of my hot coffee. Okay. Are you guys coffee or tea drinkers? I did something wrong. I'm so confused. That's the manganese. No wonder. I'm like, that looks a lot like the manganese, and it is. So I did that wrong. Okay. I'm not going to be able to paint over that, but I'll have to just take a square from another one and put over it. I'm like, something doesn't seem right here. Let's try this again. This is the cobalt blue hue here. There, okay, geez. So what did I get? I got distracted by that beautiful turquoise blue, and I'm like, oh, I gotta do the one right next to that. Nope. Wrong, false. Wow. That's really pretty. Now that is the cobalt blue hue. That is what it's supposed to look like. So ignore the last 5 minutes or so. We'll cut that out and we'll just paste that right on top of there later. Actually, coffee. The first paint on the paper is manganese blue. It's so pretty. They don't make it anymore, sorry. You're out of luck, at least with Holbein. You can get it. I think you can still get one from Prodigal Sons. Hubby back from vet, fixing to go to work. Must do nice wife thing. Oh, okay. Beth, I'm so glad you got to join us for a little while. Take care of yourself and your hubby. All right. Jasmine tea. Coffee, never have tea. Yeah, I have usually, and if I'm at home, I'll have coffee first, and then I switch to tea because I sleep better that way. Painting stops you thinking about Brexit. Nice. All right. So pretend that one's there. That's going to be the cobalt blue. After ultramarine, we have Prussian blue. Oh, I can't wait to see this one again. Prussian blue is usually one of my favorite blues. See, interesting, because and I noticed this with the Prussian blue and some other set I was using recently. I don't remember, but some other set I was using recently. I'm like, oh, that doesn't look like a Prussian blue I really like. And then it dries and it darkens into the Prussian blue that I like. So it's an intriguing conundrum, but can you see the difference in the dried swatch here versus the wet swatch? It dries more indigo looking than it goes down wet. Hi, Shirley. Deb Smith says, Red Bush tea. I haven't heard of Red Bush. Hi from Perth, Western Australia. Hi, Susie Jane. 11:37 p.m. Oh my gosh. Well, at least you're laying in bed relaxing. That's good. All right. After Prussian blue, Viridian hue. Okay. I gotta concentrate here for a second. It's just so fun talking to you guys. That's why I knew this would be more fun to do with you guys than without. I was like, I could pound this out on my own, but what fun is that? I don't want to. Okay. That's Viridian Hue, PG7. Next up is going to be Hooker's Green, PY83 and a PG36. Go over that messy swatch I did with the previous one, and oh, I just made it even messier. That's okay. Here, I thought I'd have a bunch of time next week to make some fun videos, get caught up, that kind of thing, and then I realized, oh, we're going on a trip, and won't have time to do anything. We're leaving like Wednesday. Burnt Umber, PBR7. So here's another PBR7. So the one over here is a Gallows Burnt Umber Dark. And this is just Burnt Umber. Both PBR7s. Ah, my belly. I must need to go eat. I will eventually. Okay, so Burnt Umber Dark. So a Gallo, Holbein. But obviously we know every pigment can look way different based on their formulations. Okay. Now, after this black, I think we'll do this lamp black. PBK6. Okay. My belly is making the funniest noises. I've never noticed my belly doing that before. It must be because we're on a live stream. Wow, this one is like highly pigmented, super easy to re-wet. That's really nice. Really nice. Lamp black. Nice. Okay, let me see how many colors I have left and if I can use the one I cut the square off. I don't have very many colors left at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use the one I cut the square off of. Okay, what's next? The indigo. Need some more water on that. Now this is their newer indigo. Higher light fast rating. If I'm reading their light fast ratings correctly. Yes, okay. Still not a great. It's like 1 to 5 is their light, or 1 to... No, that's the interesting thing. I remember when I did this video, their light fast rating says it's 1 to 3, but some of their light fast ratings have a 4 on them. So I don't know what's up with that. Super extra light fast, I think, is what we determined in the video. Oh, funny. Okay. There. That's very, very bright. That's kind of pretty. I'm going to see such a delay. I can't see here if the glare is on the camera or not. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So that's dry enough. We can just do the next one. Yellow ochre, PY42. Lightfast rating of 4. See, here's another 4. I like that one for a yellow ochre. You're painting with Mission Gold. I only have the small 5mm tubes of Holbein. Haven't used them much. Yeah, the 5mm tubes are tiny and it makes you feel like you don't want to use them up. Burnt Sienna, PBR7. That's a very bright, beautiful burnt sienna. So let's compare that to the burnt sienna of A Gallo. Now, remember, my belly is so funny. One is wet, one is dry. This one over here is still wet, so don't judge them yet, but these, I feel like these dried a bit lighter. Of course, that one went on pretty light though too. That one was not one that was super easy to get very dry. I mean, very layered, pigmented. I don't know. Okay, antique pink. This one I didn't have pigment information for, and I did a bit of a search online for it, but I couldn't find, I don't think I had pigment information for it. No, it would have been on my swatch sheet if I did. I couldn't find anything. So I think people said it was like a limited release for something. They made the antique colors for a while. Antique opal green is next. I think that's dry enough. We can get away with it. Yeah, that's pretty. And the last antique color, and the last color I think we have to swatch in this whole palette is the antique gray brown. All right, V's got to get going. Thank you for the stream. I'm glad you caught some of it, V. Thank you. Bye. Antique gray brown. So it doesn't look too special in light form, but it seemed like it got real pretty. Yeah, the more color you add. That's nice. Very nice. All right, 9:48. Bye, V. So I'm going to go ahead and keep swatching. I know you guys have been with me for just over an hour already, but I want to get this done. And it's so much more fun with you guys, like I've already said. So I'm just going to keep going. And this will be like a 2-hour stream, and which I hate to do to people trying to watch it later, but hopefully they watch it in sped up version, since when I'm live I tend to pause a lot because I can't paint and talk at the same time. Hi, Kathy, one of my Patreon supporters. Thank you, thank you. Never thought about painting that way. What did I miss from Moonspinner? Oh, Moonspin, let's see. Oh, right. Stops you from thinking about Brexit. Got it. Okay. Here we are. Now, I do have the original 12 set of Paul Rubens in the window, and it's been in there like from the beginning, and it's doing amazingly well. But I don't know, because that set was like pretty darn old, if I've heard rumors that they've reformulated some of their colors, and maybe they're better, maybe they're worse. So any that are duplicates in this 24 set over that 12 set that I have in my window, it'll be fun to compare them as time goes on. Of course, Those are all still in the window, so they'll have even more time on them, but we can go back to the videos and say, okay, at 2 years, what did they look like here, and so on. So it should be kind of interesting. Let's see, that one was Naples yellow. Oh, interesting. This one, brilliant green. That Naples yellow up there, that's pretty. They should call it like a Naples yellow light or Naples yellow pink or something, but I think it just says, no, I've lost it. Just Naples yellow. All right, well, I love it. Hi, Miranda. Just joining. Are you swatching watercolors or gouache? Hi, Colleen. I am swatching Paul Rubens watercolors at the moment. We've swatched A Gallo, Paul Rubens precipitating ones, and my Holbein palette, and now we're on to my Paul Rubens Emerald palette. This next color here is olive green yellowish. I like that. I'm kind of liking all the colors this morning though. Just in a watercolor mood, which I almost always am. However, I could see that one being really useful. Okay, next up is English red. This will be interesting. English reds are usually very pigmented, very opaque looking. This one, not so opaque looking. Interesting. Yeah, really like watercolors. Yep. Just make me happy. All right. That English red was not what I expected, but I like it. Next we have sepia. I usually love sepias. We'll see. Is that right? Yeah, sepia. Okay. Oh, wow. So the last two sepias we've done in the last couple of videos on my channel have been, oh man, what a mess I just made, have been very, kind of brown tinted, which I think of as sepia. This one has a little bit of that, but it's more black than some of those others we've done recently. Those colors are so beautiful. The pink tin of Paul Rubens and plenty of 5mm tubes. You love making new palettes. Making new palettes is one of my most favorite things to do as well. Yeah, black. The only Paul Rubens I have in tubes are their student grade ones, which I do want to get out and play with again. See, there's so many things I want to do. I will never be bored, you guys. I should have done that one in more of a gradient. I didn't expect the mass tone to quite last that long. That was the PBK6, and they call it just black. All right, let's go back up to the top and do that white. See how opaque or transparent their white is. It's a PW6. See if I dip my, let me roll my sleeve up a minute so I don't get into the black I just swatched down there. Ooh. So it goes down looking fairly opaque, but I'm sure it'll dry quite a bit transparent. However, it's opaque enough I can tell just by the swatch that it will make beautiful pastels. Or just, you know, make a color slightly opaque, which I like to do sometimes. Like that lavender I saw in the background of one of my A to Z sketchbook things. So this one is May Green. Yep, typical super bright May Green. And you wouldn't think that would be that useful of a color, but I do pull it out and use it highlights on some foliage and stuff sometimes. Next up, Permanent Green. So this Permanent Green looks kind of like a forest green, like Sennelier's forest green, or I don't know. We'll see when it actually goes down, because it may not be. Okay, no, it's not as dark as I thought. I will have to get more of a mass tone. It looks really dark in my swatch sheet, and I'll show you that in a minute here. So I wonder when I did my swatch sheet if it got a little contaminated. See that? Looks very dark compared to what I have there. So I wonder if some of that vermilion got into the top of that, because guess what? Red and green make a darker color. So, or maybe it dries down to be more like the swatch sheet. It'll be interesting to find out. This next one is Yellow Ochre PY42. This is going pretty fast. I'm not doing too bad here. Ooh, that's very thick. All right, that was fast. Interesting, they use PW6, a titanium white, PW4 zinc white as their Chinese white. Yeah, I've seen both lately. I've seen a lot of PW6 lately, and I don't know why, but I've seen a ton of it. Now this one is their burnt umber. Wait, what is it? Not a... Interesting. They say their burnt umber is a PY42. Wow, so these both are PY42s, or is the Yellow Ochre a PY42? Yeah, it's a PY42, so that one's a PY42, and they're saying this one's a PY42. What do you guys think? I don't know if I've ever seen a PY42 this dark brown. I'm curious about that. Very curious about that. Is that a typo or is it accurate? Shirley Susie. I think I enjoy making palettes nearly as much as painting. Oh, hi, Annie again. I love making palettes. I could just make palettes the entire time and be very happy. So I completely understand. Payne's Gray. Oh, I can't wait to see this one. Paul Rubens usually has quite a nice Payne's Gray. Oh my gosh, look how deep and dark that went down. Wow. Yeah, that's nice. What does it have in it? PR 101, PBK7, PB29. So little red, little blue, little black. It's a nice one. Okay, so new page. We'll have one more page of these Paul Rubens, and then I do have one more palette I need to swatch to get in the window, but we'll see how our time goes. I'm a little nervous about having a huge live stream out here. I want you guys to be able to watch it after the fact and still enjoy it, but that's a long time. That is the brightest yellow in creation. Wow. Light lemon. Let me try that again. Light lemon yellow, PY3. Wow. Ooh, and this palette has an Indian yellow too. Too much fun. Too much fun. I like Indian yellows. Ooh, that's pretty. There's just something nice about an Indian yellow. I really like Paul Rubens. I do. Next one's super bright. Cadmium red hue. What's that pigment? PR 255. Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys can tell how much pigment goes down on the paper. It's crazy. Like I probably should be watering it down to get my gradient I'm supposed to have on these Lightfast sheets, because I'm not getting there's so much paint, not getting that much of a gradient. Let's look. Yeah, I guess there's a gradient, but whew, probably should have been watering them down. Man. Okay, what's after this? This is Magenta PV42. Okay, let's see what this one looks like. Beautiful. Need more water on my brush. I'm going to make a point to get a gradient. And a little more mass tone, only at the top. And I have to go over it all because the drying time made it uneven. Made by Dawn. Yeah, that orange is strong. I am currently at work in the clinic, but only 2 minutes break to do some administration. Oh, well, welcome, Gina. Are the ones in the blue box student grade? No, they are not student grade. These are the artist grade ones. This box is artist grade, if that's what you're asking. Okay, this next one is, I don't know because I've lost where I am. Violet? That does not look like violet. I gotta count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Cyan. Okay, that makes more sense. Cyan. Okay. Holy moly. Talk about bright. That's one I probably should have watered down more. I assume that's a 15-3. Yep. It's a PB15:3. Okay, next we have what looks like a Prussian blue. Yep, it's a Prussian blue. All right, let's put this swatch. Oh, sorry, the camera was messed up. Colleen, all the colors look like they're going to very vibrant and rich in this palette before you swatch them. Yeah. Okay, so here's the Prussian blue. Dry. Let's see what it goes down wet. Yeah, see, it's so much brighter when it goes down. That's so weird. Because you put this down and you're like, wait, that's not the Prussian blue I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a dark blue like that. And you put it down and it's this bright, bright blue. But then, like even this one dried down darker than it went. Wow. That's a big difference between the dry swatch and the wet swatch. Holy moly. Where's my paintbrush? I lost my paintbrush. It's behind the camera. So we'll check on that one again in a minute. Okay, let's go back up to the top here and finish these yellows. This yellow is cadmium yellow hue. Try not to get my arm in the wet swatch down there. Wow. I'm adding some water to that one. Didn't do much good. That pigment just kept flowing down because it's so strong. Wow. You know, this is funny because it seems like I was thinking when I used these paints again, I was like, oh, they're not as good as I remember. They were harder to re-wet or something, but I'm not finding that at all today, which is interesting. All right, this next one is just called Orange. It's a PO71. Paul Rubens Orange. We better dilute that because we have way so much pigment. That hardly diluted at all because it's so strong. Probably shouldn't have gone back over that. I'll have a hard line again on a bloom, but that's okay. Next one, Carmine PV19. Too much water. I have a feeling I did this wrong. I think I did the Carmine there. Let me grab some of this. That looked like that. I think I switched. I think I did that one when I was supposed to do that one, and I think that's why I was all confused, maybe? Ooh, maybe not. I don't know. They look the same. I think we're good. I think I did it correctly. We'd have to go back and watch the footage, but I'm going to have faith that I did it correctly and that this is the one I need to swatch up here. Another very strong orange. I love strong oranges. Me too. Like Core's transparent pyrrole orange is one of my favorites. Let me know if you get my happy. I checked, Kathy, I checked the post office box yesterday and it was not in there yet. But I did check yesterday. And I'm very excited to get it. All right, this one is Violet. Super low tinting, it looks like, on this swatch. So let's see. Yeah, look at this. Is like a cobalt violet. Like you can barely see it. And let's see here. Where to go? PV16. All right. Do you guys know? Is cobalt violet a PV16? Is that why this one's so low tinting? Or is this one kind of a bad batch? Because if this were cobalt violet, I could understand this low tint. I guess let me do a search real quick over here. Cobalt violet pigment. This is saying PO4. PV16 is manganese violet. So is it supposed to be that light? Or do I have a weird one? I'm wondering if I have a weird one. I guess I could find a use for it still in the palette, but it's the only purple in this palette. So it's kind of disappointing. This next one is their ultramarine. Let me scooch this up so hopefully you can see that. I think cobalt violet might be PV49. Yeah, when I did my search there, I don't know, there was just too much information. I was afraid it was going to take too long. I can go to Kim Crick's website probably and find out faster. Or somewhere, I don't know. I have real cobalt violets here, but they're up in the window as far as swatches. All right, this next one, last one. Ooh, I can't wait for this one. Last one in this set. Oh, PV14 is cobalt violet, and this is, yeah, PV16. Huh. Indigo. Are we ready for indigo? Oops, I just dipped my finger in the ultramarine. Oh, that's a pretty indigo. I like that. I am in love with that indigo. We'll see what it looks like when it dries. Look at it looks more black on the dried swatch, but I did do salt on it, which pulls up some of the color. And here's the dry versus dry on the Prussian blue. Interesting. And indigo, dry versus wet. I don't know. Hi, DJ. Hola from Canary Islands, Spain. So good to see you. Jeannie, where do you buy it? Is it on Amazon? Unfortunately, this emerald palette is not available right now. And someone, I don't know, in another live stream or a video said that it may be a seasonal release because of all of its sparkles and stuff, that maybe it's only on around Christmas time. But if you can find the Paul Rubens 24 set, it should have all these colors in it. And ironically, I just looked that up yesterday and didn't leave the Paul Rubens 24 set. Let's see if it's even available. Yeah, it's $39.99, but it comes in the pink box, which is sad. And it looks like it might have the same colors. Let me go look at their color list. Do they have a color list? I don't see a color list. Oh man, you gotta tell us what colors are in it. They have pictures of it, but they don't have the list of colors. Oh wait, yep, you gotta click on a different picture. The colors are, the only thing I don't see in it is the Naples yellow, the unique Naples yellow, the white. No, the colors are completely different. Completely different. Interesting. Oh, well, their names are all messed up over here anyway. Well, I don't know what you'll get if you get the 24 set, but there's a 5% coupon that's listed for $39.99. Ay. Let's see, I can drop a link here maybe. Let me see if I can do that. Boink. There, try that. Okay, Shirley loves making palettes too. She's working on a landscape one. An earthy green, an earthy red. You know, the chromium oxide greens are kind of earthy. This is a Gallows chromium oxide green, but look at how pretty this one is. This is their sap green, a Gallows sap green. That one's very earthy because it has a lot of olive tints in it. And this one here is very earthy. This is the Paul Rubens olive green yellowish. An earthy red. I cannot think of any earthy reds. When I want an earthy red, I usually mix up my colors. See, these are Holbein greens. They're all very bright except for that one. Which one is that? You guys remember? I think that's the sap green also. So maybe a sap green. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the last palette of swatching I have here because I need to get it done. So some of these will be repeats to what I already have in the window, but I don't know which ones, and I'm not going to take the time to figure that out. So I'm just going to swatch these in order like they are in this palette. This is the Da Vinci palette that Kimberly Crick sent me. Anyway, she had like 37 ml tubes. Squeezed some out in this palette. She did not like this palette because, yeah, it's awkward. Still has a bunch of paint left in the tubes, so she sent this to me, and I am so grateful because I'm really loving Da Vinci paint, actually. Found you in every good channel. Oh, that's sweet, DJ. You're welcome, Shirley. Okay, so let's do this palette, and then we'll call it a day. Hopefully this won't take forever. Now, I can't do this first square. I think you guys can see that. It does not re-wet, and that is not for use dry. It's their manganese violet. Oh, here we are, PV16. How ironic is that, you guys? Anyway, no longer re-wets. It turned brown, discolored, melted into the pan, and will not come out. I've even tried like letting water soak on it. She's right, it does not come out. So we're going to start with the mauve here, the mauve. I don't know. I've always screw up saying mauve. But my grandma she never said things correctly. This mauve is a PV19 and a PB29, and it looks beautiful. And there's cat hair in it, I'm sure. Look at the big pile of it I have in here. That's so exciting. Like, I will not run out of mauve. And then I ended up getting it, I think, in that autumn set. I can't remember. It seems like I have another partial tube of it. Does not hurt my feelings. I want to paint a lot. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, I was going to ask you guys something. I don't remember what it was. I'll zoom you in here in a minute. Sip of the hot drink. I have an insulated coffee cup this morning, so my drink is staying nice and warm. So DJ, you're in Spain. For some reason, I was thinking you were in Belize. I don't know why. Previous conversations, I guess. Okay, I can go ahead and do this next one because that's dry already. This next one is Though Indigo Violet. PR88 and a PV19. I can tell already my brush is too dry. These oh, I just saw Undersea Green on another video, and yes. Daniel Smith's Undersea Green. Oh, it was a Margot Halleck's video on her top 10 Daniel Smith colors. Have you guys watched that yet? Do you watch her channel? I find it kind of fun because she's a professional painter, so she does paint all the time, and she is really good at her work, but at the same time, it almost feels like she's new to many brands of watercolors, so it's fun getting to explore new stuff with her as she explores. She's kind of a neat channel. Quinn Violet, PV19. Wow, we have a lot of PV19s going on here. That's pretty. Yeah, I just like this paint. A good dupe for Undersea Green is Aquarius Green. Okay, you just named one of my absolute favorite greens. Yes, Aquarius green. I agree wholeheartedly. I also love Roman Schmal paints. This one is Red Rose Deep Quinacridone, another PV19. We are PV19ing this whole swatch sheet. Can't do straight lines today. Wow, these are highly pigmented as well. Next up, get you a little closer. Opus Vivid Pink. This is Rose Madder Quinacridone. Sorry about that. PV19 and a PR88. Okay. Kathy, you asked how my grandma's cats are doing, and they are doing great. They are so much fun. I love them so much. They've added a lot of fun to the house here. The little one, Cassie, is just a sweetheart, and she definitely claimed me as her favorite person. And the big, fluffy, furry one, she's just a character, man. She is such a character. She is into everything we're doing. She won't, like, if I leave the room right now, she'll wake up from her nap and follow me to make sure that I'm not doing something she needs to be involved in. This is the Opus Vivid Pink. It's dye and PR122. Hello, everyone. I'm here but going to lurk. Okay, hi, Jennifer. Just saw it today. Went and bought Lunar Blue and Green Apatite. Oh, the Green Apatite genuine one's a beautiful one, too. Oh, you made yourself a palette with her top 10. Oh, my gosh. I'm so jealous. I should do the same because I believe I have all of those colors thanks to Diane. She sent me, like, every paint that Daniel Smith makes, pretty much everyone that she had anyway, which was, I still can't believe how generous that was. I am in awe every time I think about it and I open that palette. Anyway, I should do the same thing because she sent me half pans of all the colors and I think I have all of those. I would have to double check on that Green Apatite genuine, but that one was Quinacridone Red and it's a PR209. A lot of brands call it Quinacridone Coral. It's a beautiful color. Every time my arm goes across, I'll try and put my arm to the side when I'm doing the swoosh out so we don't get that thing. Oh, my own productions. How many pets? You don't want to know. 7. Yeah. So my husband got the puppy that you see at the end of every video because we're like, Blanca, my golden retriever, she's 16 this year. She's not going to last very long. She wasn't doing very good. And so we went ahead and got the puppy so we could have the puppy while my other dog, my Aussie, was still young so that we wouldn't extend our puppy owning years too much, you know, because he was only 4 or 5, I think. And then Blanca's just held on. So 3 dogs, 4 cats. And I would never, ever want 4 cats, really. But I promised my grandma I would take care of her kitties. She wanted them to come to me because she knows I keep them indoors and keep them safe. And we have a very large amount of square footage. So even them being indoors, they have a ton of room to run around and play. Plus, we have a deck we can let them out on in the summer that they can't get off of. Now, my son's cat did figure out how to get off the porch deck thing, but the others never did. And when he moved out, he took that cat with him. So you can open the door in the summer and they can go out on the porch and be kind of outside. The porch wraps around the whole house, so it's nice and big. Porch deck, whatever you want to call it. So, but yeah, I would never want that many cats, but they're a joy. They really are. They're fun, easy, sweet. I must be exhausted. That's funny. Well, yeah, sometimes. Like we switched food. Sorry, I was thinking about my order here. And oh my gosh, what is that? Naphthol Red, PR 170. That's amazingly beautiful. Okay, that's nice. I like that. Anyway, Gina, you must have a blessed life. Thank you. That is sweet, and I think you are right. Blessed life. I like that. All right, after that orange is this orange. This is the benzamidazoline orange, or benza something orange. I can't quite read the, it's a PO36. I think she abbreviated anyway. Oh yeah, that's a deep orange, kind of like an autumn orange. I like it. Okay, I got it on the yellow a little bit. Oops. We'll just leave it. That's a huge puddle of this orange in the palette. You guys see? Oh yeah, you can see how big that puddle is. Okay, now where am I going to put this one that I know it is Daniel Smith? I'll put it on the lid right here. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so I ended at that yellow. Now we're going to the Aerolide yellow. Aerolide yellow. I think that's a PY97. Oh, I put my arm through the thing and I said I wasn't going to do that. Sorry. Got some, I think I'm going to grab a different paper. That one has some contamination on it. Oh, wow, that's bright. Holy moly. That's neat. Fugitive light fastness. So this must be an actual aerolite yellow. Interesting. Next up, I think we can do it, is leaf green. I think the bottom of the yellow is dry. Ooh, pretty oranges and reds. I know. They were pretty. Oh, that's interesting. That's not what I expected. Maybe I didn't get very much pigment. It's much more muted than I expected. There we go. That's more like, can really see the yellow coming through. That's a PY65 and a PG7. Did I say that already? I don't know. That's neat. It's not like as in your face as some of the other like leaf green, May greens kind of colors that you've seen. I'm going to actually skip one because I think we need to. Did I do that color? Oh my gosh, I almost skipped a whole row. Someone needs to come stop me here. Which one is this? Paraline green. Oh, I'm excited for this one. Susie's going to add Lunar Black to her want list. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I have Lunar Black and I love it. What did I say this was? Yeah, Paraline green. There we go. Get some more mass tone in that beautiful color. Yeah, so that reminds me of the forest green in my Sennelier palette, which I have right here. Forest green, yeah, looks very similar to that. Let's see, this forest green is PBK7 and a PG7 and a PY42. And, oh, interesting, this Paraline green is only a PBK31. Single pigment versus 3 pigment color. Very interesting. Okay, after this, we're going to do Phthalo Blue, PB15. Wow, that's bright as usual. That one never fails to go wow. I knew what I meant in my brain, guys. I don't know if you know what I meant, but anyway. Wow. So bright. So bright. Okay. Now. Oh, I'm excited for this one. No, this is not the one I thought it was. But still. Ultramarine blue. This is the usual PB29. Sorry, I'm reading the French ultramarine versus the ultramarine blue. Anyway, this is the regular ultramarine blue. That is a very pretty one. Quin Burnt Orange. I love this color. So bright. So this is this is the PO48. Doo-doo-doo. Enjoy this color. I have a nice big pile of it. See there? And Beth sent me some also in a tube, I think. Let me look. I got it right here. American Journey Quin Burnt Orange. So this little tube here is the PO48, and then this is Burnt Sienna by Da Vinci, and I think that's a, oh no, that's separate. Okay, so the PO48. So this little bit left in this tube is the original PO48 in the American Journey brand, which I have not tried before. I heard that American Journey, I think that was in Lindsay's video. Did you guys watch her video where she ranked her watercolors? She said something about American Journey and Sennelier, I think, being the same. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch that, but I can't because it was a hour and 10-minute video. But it was a fun one. You got a tube of Cobalt Black in your 34 set of Mission Gold. I treasure it. Yeah, there's a tube of Cobalt Black in that one she just sent me there, which I'm very excited about. And PO48 is gorgeous. Yeah, it's so pretty. All right, back up to this one, Phthalo Green, PG7. That's bright. No surprise there. Okay. American Journey. Oh, American Journey and Da Vinci. American Journey for Cheap Joes. Da Vinci makes American Journey for Cheap Joes. Oh, okay. Got it. I did have to watch it in parts. Yeah, me too. It took me a couple of nights to get through it. All right. After, oh, I can't wait for this one, guys. Cobalt. Oh, me in English. Cobalt turquoise. Love this color. Are we ready? Can't wait. Ta-da! Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. Kathy did, but she fell asleep. You're gonna have to rewatch it. Yep. Okay, now we have the French Ultramarine. So it'll be fun to see how this one compares to the Ultramarine below it. This one looks much more granulating, but I'm also swatching on dry paper, so can't really judge it for granulation when it's all on dry paper. But you can tell already that it looks a lot more granulating than the one below it. Okay. After the regular Ultramarine, I can't speak this morning, Indanthrene Blue, PB60. It's going to be a fun, beautiful blue, I imagine. See, this one is a lot like the Prussian blue. It goes on brighter than it dries. I like this color. Now I'm kind of regretting a choice I made in something I did recently. Okay. Let's see if I can even that out a bit. I just made a mess. Whatever. Gina loves Lindsay's channel also. Yeah, she's good at what she does. All right, after the Indanthrene Blue, we have a Quinacridone Gold. And this is a PY150 and a PR206. Oh, typical of Quinn Golds. Beautiful. There's just something bright and pure about Quinn Golds. I just love them. Very neat. Let's see if you can see that. So wait for the live stream computer thing to catch up so I can see that you actually saw this. Okay. I dropped some water on the Indanthrene Blue. That's nice. Probably should just leave it or it's just going to get worse, huh? That's probably going to make a huge bloom over there, and we'll pull that out from the drawer in the future and we'll be like, what happened? What is that? All right, let me grab more paper because I ran out. All right, where did we end? There at the Quinn Gold, and then I did the, I'm pretty sure I did the yellow ochre. That's what that one is. Yes, okay. So moving on to Burnt Sienna Deep. This one I'm excited to see again. Burnt Sienna Deep. Denise Smith Creative, hi! Had a chance to pop in and say hi. So Denise and I were trying to, we chatted about doing a collaboration, but we're having some trouble getting the other participants because everyone's so busy. So she and I may just have to do something. Okay, Burnt Sienna Deep, PR 101. Oh, that's pretty. I like that very much. That might be my new favorite burnt sienna. So pretty. I think it's dry enough. We can do this brown madder quinacridone next, which is, I just dipped into the wrong one, so hang on. This one is a PV19 and a PR 101. How is weather in Colorado? It is kind of weird. Of course, I went to the store and bought a bunch of lumber for the house that I am redoing. That little house I keep telling you guys about. Yeah, I'm still working on it because I can only work on it once in a blue moon. But anyway, bought a bunch of lumber. Beautiful, sunshiny, warm day. Come home and it's gonna rain. So Riley and I, my son, helped me cover it with a tarp still in the back of my truck. So yeah, it's been going from super sunny to stormy, stormy, stormy every single day. This one is Lamp Black, PBK6. Just, okay, so this is Da Vinci. Oh my gosh, that's really cool. Really black. You gotta love lamp blacks. Plus, I think it's the lamp blacks that make the really interesting fingering when you drop them in a big puddle of water. Let me see if we can test that. We'll use the bottom of this. So, water, lamp black. Not so much. Maybe a little. Maybe if we had better, wetter paper. Okay. Now we have some DIY mixes that she did, but there's a lot in here, so I'm going to go ahead and Lightfast swatch them. I mean, we could just take the Lightfast information from... I'm so confused. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Turn my brain on for a minute. Anyway, from their mixes, but it's fun to just put them on here anyway. So this is a DIY mix, Phthalo Green and the Quinacridone Gold. One of my favorite greens actually is this one. Kimberly Crick did a really beautiful job of mixing this green. It's so, so useful in painting. Gotta go and start preparing dinner. Oh, thank you, Moon Spinners. I'm really glad you were here for a while. I know this has been long. Sorry. Thank you. This next one is a DIY mix also. It's phthalo green and yellow ochre, so it'll be more opaque. Yeah, this looks like a chromium oxide green, so she made her own version of it, and I love it. I don't love it as much as I love that first one up there, but it's neat. All right, Denise Smith, the creative. Think of something crazy busy. 6 grandkids for a week. Oh my gosh. Oh, they gave you. Oh no. Oh, Gina, you like long videos while you paint? Yeah, that's when I try and put them on too, is when I'm painting, because you can listen and just look up once in a while, because live always takes longer to do everything, so it goes a lot slower than edited videos. Okay, this is lamp black and burnt sienna deep in a 40 to 60% ratio. Oh, that's beautiful. That dark brown is just made. They're just perfect. It's sunny right now, but it might change it later today. Yeah, it's super sunny here right now too. Kathy's up in AXV Canada 27. She's up in Canada, as you can tell from her name on there. Now this one is a phthalo green and a quinacridone gold. Super bright. Very bright green. And we are almost done with this. I'm going to see what these other colors are in these full pans down there. See if we need to swatch them. I assume we do. Okay, so this one, Da Vinci Custom, Quin Violet and Ultramarine. Yeah, so we should swatch that one. That is super soft. Re-wet very easily. Oh, that's pretty. Quin Violet and Ultramarine in a 50-50 mix. That's nice. This one is a DIY mix 50-50, phthalo blue and the green DIY. So this and phthalo blue. Oh, you probably couldn't see that. I think that was off screen. Can I run through the mixes again? Yes, absolutely. So the DIY one, the first brown was lamp black and burnt sienna in a 40 to 60 ratio. The green that is so amazing, 30 to 70 ratio, phthalo green and quinacridone gold. And then the bright green is phthalo green and quin gold, but 50-50. So these two have the same colors mixed in with them, but 30-70, 50-50. And then this one is phthalo green and yellow ochre. This opaque one right here. The purple, quinacridone violet and ultramarine in a 50-50 ratio. She didn't give the ratio of this one. And I took the goethite out because it's a Daniel Smith color. I put it with my Daniel Smith colors, I believe. Love, love, love your videos always. Oh, thank you, Kathy. That's so sweet. And then the one I'm about to do now is a phthalo blue and a green, the green DIY. So that green and the phthalo blue in a 50-50 mix. That's very bright. Okay. Well, fun to see how these do. What else do we got? Hopefully not. I think we have more than 3. This is an M-gram gouache, but it is mixed with, dang it, we have more than 3 and I only have 3 slots on this left. Bummer. Okay, this one is a DIY mix. It's the leaf green and the phthalo green in a 70-30 ratio. So basically more of a May green, because the leaf green we swatched earlier was not bright like this. It was one I could actually see me using a lot more. Where is it? Here it is. So she mixed these two colors together to get that one. And take this out. So this next one, DIY mixed vermilion and Hansa yellow light in a 40 to 60% ratio. Gina says, I love to put plastic on my wet watercolor and acrylics. It makes tree shapes so fun. Yes, we played with that a little bit in my watercolor class, and it was fun. Paolo, hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay, this one. This is pretty. Vermilion and Hansa yellow light. Interesting, because it reminds me a lot of quinacridone gold. The way it went down on the paper like that. So pretty. Now this one's neat. This one's 60-40% ratio. It's Da Vinci's Phthalo Green and Daniel Smith's Neutral Tint. So this is, oh man, contaminated it. Didn't think it was that wet up there. I like the spread though. Shirley, have to head out. So much fun. Oh, thank you. I'm really glad you were here. Okay. Yeah, that's very contaminated. And of course, super staining colors. So I'm not going to have, and fingering. Not going to have a whole lot of luck getting that up. That's funny. That's why we skip squares. Rectangles, I guess. Whatever they are. Okay, I need more water. We'll redo this one and we'll let that other one marinate. We'll redo it later. Dang, we only have 2 left here, and which one are they? Oh, a Block X. You know what? One's an Imgram gouache mixed with red, and the other is a Block X paint, so I think we don't need to do them, so we have... Yeah, the spread, it would make great grass, wouldn't it? The way that fingered out. I can't... Let's see. It's funny, because that looks so orange in the pan, and it... I mean, I guess it is, but it goes down more Quinn Goldish looking. It's really, really pretty. Probably making a mistake doing this so soon. Just impatient. We'll know that one is contaminated when we do the Lightfast results. I'm sure. I'm sure. Okay. Now, wow, I feel so lucky to have all these colors in this big palette here. Hang on, I'm going to move the camera up, so close your eyes a minute. Hopefully I don't have paint all over my face or anything. It's been 2 hours. We'll see what I look like now. I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay, you can look now. You're doing your needlepoint right now and baking bread. Nice. That's awesome. I have given up on cross stitch. I have one cross stitch thing I need to finish because I started them for my... I'm used to the camera being up there and it's down there now. I started a series for my mother-in-law, like back when my husband and I first got married, so over 20 years ago probably, and it is supposed to be the same scene but in different seasons, so summer, fall, spring, and winter. I had one season left to cross stitch up for her, and I just don't like cross stitch anymore. I'm too impatient for it, I think, and cat hair distracted me in the palette over here. Anyway, I was just thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, maybe I should finish that for her for this Christmas and give it to her, you know, 15, 20, 23 years after the others. But I think she still has the others, but they moved in from their big home into a tiny home. I think they're in like 700 square feet. I assume she kept them, but I don't know if she has them up on her walls or anything. So I need to go find out. Maybe I could ask my father-in-law. And they didn't keep one of the paintings I gave them. It was of an elk, watercolor elk. They gave it back to me though, so I think if she would have not kept them, she would have given them back to me. But I'll just ask my father-in-law before I spend my time doing cross stitch that I don't have any interest in. like making earrings with crystal beads and want to crochet something. Oh yeah. I paint for most of my days. It is my passion to make art. That is really cool. Crystal beads are beautiful and they make beautiful earrings. Absolutely beautiful earrings. I don't crochet, but I do knit. Not the shirt I have on, obviously, but some of the shirts I wear are knitted by me. And they're fun. And some are knitted by my grandma because she's a big knitter, was a big knitter, crocheter. Well, guys, I have kept you far long enough. But this was so much more fun with you guys here. I'm going to label all of these, cut them in half, get them hung in the window, the other half put in the drawer. And I'm going to, I don't know, call it a day art-wise if my son comes home and we go mountain biking. Otherwise, maybe I'll start my next art project. So I will see you guys hopefully in Tuesday's video. Thanks again for being here with me live and for watching on the replay if you're watching on the replay. So bye for now.